Okay, so my name is John Carls. I am actually a Twitch streamer and a podcaster, but I also collect retro games, and I kind of just wanted to go over some of my finds from May while I am on Twitch here, because I think people like collecting as well. So I am going to go through some of those piece by piece. I don't have the price for all of them, but I do have a couple of nice gems that I got this past month, so I want to go over them. So first, I'm going to do non-Game Boy games, because most of this stuff's going to be Game Boy. But I got a couple of Sega Master System games complete. So I got this, Ghost House, which is one of those cue card games. It actually looks pretty fun. I like Sega Master System, and I'm always looking for some games that are actually fun, because I grew up with the system and I don't have any games really for it from when I was a kid, so I want to go back and get some of those. So that game in particular looked kind of interesting to me. I got that for $8.50. It was a pretty good price, complete in box. And I got Zillion, which is kind of like a Metroid-like game. I think I got the booklet with that. No, I got some sort of old vintage stuff. Pretty good shape, but complete in box. Pretty sweet. It's kind of like a Metroid open world game, but for the Sega Master System, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. So I've been told that's one of the gems. I think that was like 10 or 12 bucks. Kind of excited about that. Got a couple of pretty sweet GameCube games, which is a system I have gotten into recently. I actually grew up never playing the GameCube. I didn't have it because I was late high school, early college when it came out, and it kind of came off as like a kiddie system, so I never really thought that it was cool. I was into like PlayStation and sports games at that time, but now I'm revisiting it, and it's awesome. There's a lot of really good games for it. I want to play through most of the Resident Evil series. I played through 0, 1, 2, and the remake on my stream. So bought Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which is a pretty sweet one. I think that's probably the last one I'll really like, because I think the series kind of took a twist at that point. But for $10.50, I also got Resident Evil 4, which apparently everybody says is super awesome, but I feel like it's not my style. I like the survival, running out of items style of game, and I don't think that's going to be what that is from what I hear. I also got a classic Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I think this has the booklet as well. Nope, no booklet there. I got that for 26 bucks. I think it normally goes for like 40 bucks. So I have a site that I will not share unless they sponsor me, because I don't want other people snatching up their awesome games, because they actually are very fairly priced and it's pretty sweet. So to get that game for 26 bucks with a case is pretty awesome. And then I was at a shop. There's a used bookstore that sells retro games near my house, and I went by there a bit ago and got myself a copy of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which I have never played, for 32 bucks. Has the booklet as well. Not like a great deal, but honestly it's really hard to find that game for less than like 35 to 40 bucks, so I figured it was in good shape, I would get it. And lastly, I ordered this on eBay. I did a make an offer, and got this for $27, $27.50, free shipping, Mario Party 6. The reason I got that is because I've been looking for more games to play with my friends when they are on my Twitch stream, because them watching me speedrun is kind of boring for them, obviously. And there's not that many good multiplayer games I feel like I have. Mario Party is a blast, and I like the GameCube, so figured I'd go with that. So a couple of other random pickups I got from that same store. I got a Sega VMU for $1, which is freaking steal. I grew up loving the Dreamcast and played a lot of sports games on it, actually, and there's not a lot of games I want to go back and play that are affordable, but I do not have a VMU for my Dreamcast, and for a buck couldn't pass that up. And then I think for $2 I got a classic PlayStation controller with no analog stick. So this is like the original PlayStation 1 controller, and really clean shape, like barely used. So I figured I couldn't pass that up for $2. I've never seen one without the analog sticks in it. At the same place, I got 2 Game Boy titles for $1, which is basically unbeatable. I'm going to pick up literally any original Game Boy game I can get for $1. I got Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. Real exciting, right? And then this one, the label's a little wrecked, but this is Arcade Classics 1, which is Missile Command and Asteroids, one of the games I do not have. With all of the games I'm going to show, I think my total is up to like 220 US Game Boy games. out of 516. So that's my goal, is to get as many of them as I can, but probably won't get all of them. Some are very expensive. Then I found this game, Magical Drop, for $2. This is apparently like a $15 game, so I'm probably gonna flip it or trade it. Unless it's really cool, I might check it out, but couldn't pass that up for the value. Usually their stuff is super overpriced, actually. Like, they'll sell an original NES for $75. They'll sell, random games that for about 50% more than they normally go for, but a lot of stuff falls through the cracks. Another game that actually fell through the cracks is Metal Gear Solid for Game Boy Color. I paid $25 for it, but it's actually like a $40 to $50 game, and it's one of the few Game Boy Color games that people go after and that people say are really good, because Game Boy Color kind of is filled with crap, but that's a good one. Some other like random filler for Game Boy, I generally am willing to pay between $3 and $4 for any Game Boy game, just as long as that's counting shipping, because I want to get a complete collection. So, NFL Quarterback Club 96 with good old Steve Young, or I can't tell if it's Steve Young or Joe Montana, but gotta get all the crap when you're trying to go for a full collection. I usually like to get lots, which is why I probably have about 50 Game Boy duplicates right now. And so I got a bunch of lots on eBay, and so I'm just going to go through some of the games that came with that lot. This is one I need, Casino Fun Pack. Random casino games worth like $8 or $9. So that was one reason I wanted to get that in the lot. The same lot came with Mega Man 2 for Game Boy, which is a game I actually speedrun and like a lot. I think I have 2 or 3 extra copies of this. It goes for like $17, so that was, I think I paid $30 for the whole lot, so that's something I'm gonna trade. Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. I'm realizing that the if I can like, yeah, let's do this, because I feel like the light is not in my favor. So Super Mario Brothers Deluxe for Game Boy Color. We got Donkey Kong Land 2, which is a game I already have, obviously. Can you stay there? This is a really high quality video, guys. I hope you all like it. I'm just gonna hold it there. Like my 700th copy of Tetris. Like, I seriously probably have 15 copies. Good old PGA Tour European Golf. So that's exciting. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. Sorry about that, world. I'm exploring. I've got a couple of heavy hitters here. Torpedo Range. I think this was 2 different lots. The Adventures of Star Saver, which I think is like a $20 game, and that was in a lot. I think that's the biggest reason I got that lot. Kind of hard to find. And then Castlevania Adventure, which I can always sell and flip. I mean, I already have it, but especially if I can get like Castlevania, Mario, stuff like that, I can always sell it. Baseball, good old-fashioned baseball, which I've beaten in my Game Boy Quest. I'm also trying to beat every US release Game Boy game on my Twitch stream, which is twitch.tv/John Carls. So, which I am broadcasting this on now, as my chat probably laughs at me. But I closed it so that I can't see their mockery. Tasmania 2. I don't actually see that often. Happy to get that. And Space Invaders, which I actually didn't happen to have. And then, again, I don't know exactly which lots or what, but it's not really that interesting. I got good deals on everything. Mario Golf, which is an extra copy for me, but I'm going to go ahead and sell or trade that, whichever one's in better condition. Mario Tennis, which I will probably keep. I think it's supposed to be pretty fun. Bionic Commando Elite Forces, which I will sell. This one says, they said it does not boot. Now I'm wondering if the battery needs to be replaced or the pins need to be cleaned. I generally can get games to work where people say they don't work, so if I can get a discount on it, it's always worth going for it. Ring Rage. I don't know what that is at all. And then these are always fun to get, but they're actually getting kind of pricey. They're like 10 to 15 bucks a piece, and this was part of the lot, which is Infogenous Berlitz French Translator. So if you want to use your Game Boy to translate into French, go right ahead. And yep, that's all of these here. I got a game called Hatris. If you've ever seen that, it's kind of like Tetris. Now, this is like so bright. It's so bright, guys. Yeah, there we go. Hatris. which is it's like Tetris but with hats on someone's head. So that's really cool. Then we got True Lies. Nothing like a good Arnold Schwarzenegger game to get you going. I don't see that one out honestly that often. And then I've got this. I think I showed Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. Yeah, all disorganized here. Never done this before. I've done it one time, but figure why not? I got a huge lot of games from JJ Games. JJ Games has a deal. They're a site online, and generally they sell games for way too expensive. But some of the random obscure Game Boy stuff they sell for pretty affordable. And he also, sometimes the site has a deal where every additional game you buy, you get $1 off. So if a Game Boy game is $350, you get it for $250. And it's always free shipping, even if you buy one game. So buying giant lots of like basically commons and less sought after games is definitely worth it there. So I've got Fist of the North Star. Those games are always fun because the enemies always explode when you hit them, so that's cool. Bomberman Game Boy, which I was actually kind of surprised I didn't own, but I love the Bomberman series on SNES. Kind of more boring on NES. I don't know how the Game Boy one is. Another copy of Casino Fun Pack, so I guess I gotta sell one of those. Yogi Bear Gold Rush, so that's exciting. I think some people have speedrun that game, so that'll be fun. Zoop, I think that's some sort of puzzle game or something. World Circuit Series, which is like a, I guess like a Formula One racing game, which is probably terrible because it's on the Game Boy. Casper, which is pretty terrible on the Game Boy. Sports Illustrated Golf, real exciting. Again, gotta get everything. And then classically known terrible game Pit Fighter. I know it's like one of the worst SNES games. I assume on the Game Boy it's probably even worse. Another terrible game on the SNES, which it's gotta be terrible on the Game Boy, is Last Action Hero. Another Schwarzenegger game. So thanks for that. Navy SEALs. Don't know anything about it. Legend of the River King, which seems like it'd be kind of fun. It's like a fishing RPG, I think. Kind of looking forward to playing that for Game Boy Quest. We got Arcade Classic number 4, Defender and Joust. So there's 4 of these Arcade Classic combos, plus like a couple other one-offs and a couple other different things. But I think I have 3 of the 4 now with this month. Blades of Steel. Blades of Steel, which is an awesome game. I really love this game on the NES. It's not bad on the Game Boy. I beat it for Game Boy Quest. A little bit more limited than the NES version, but a lot of fun. Sports Illustrated for Kids, Triple Dare. Some more Sports Illustrated games. The Lion King, which is not very good for Game Boy. Not good at all. It's really not good. Hard to control. Urban Strike, which seems to be on like every system ever and not really, doesn't stand out in any way. But helicopters are cool, I guess. Battle Bull. I know nothing about this. I won't lie. And The Jungle Book. A lot of these Disney games are actually not that good on the Game Boy, which is disappointing. And then I also got The Grinch on Game Boy Color. So I speedrun The Grinch, or I have speedrun The Grinch on PlayStation 1 and decided to go ahead and get that for Game Boy Color. It's kind of a fun puzzle game. So a couple of more, I left my biggest items for last, and then I'm going to probably do some actual streaming on my channel. Before I get to my heavy hitter Game Boy games, I just got in today an SD2 SNES. So if you guys don't know what these are, they're like same as an EverDrive. They're made by Crixus. Go check them out at krikzz.com, I think. So this is a cartridge that I can put every Super Nintendo game on. Well, almost every Super Nintendo game on, depending on if it had a special chip. I got that. I had an EverDrive, which I sold to one of my viewers who could be in here now, but I decided to go ahead and get that because I need it for some Link to the Past ROMs for practice because I started speedrunning that, and some other games on there will be cool. So it's cool that I was able to get it custom made too, because it's about 2 to 2.5 times as much as the Super EverDrive, so that stinks. But I could get this special label on it. Like I was able to get a gray Famicom style cartridge, so this is a Super Famicom cartridge instead of a Super Nintendo. I was able to get like a sticker on the back and screws in it and all kinds of different options. So pretty cool. I got that from Stone Age Gamer. I recommend going to Crixus directly if he has anything in stock, but he did not, so I had to go to Stone Age Gamer. But I'd rather support him directly if I could, but I needed it. And then I've got 3 heavy-hitting Game Boy games. I actually have 4, and 1 has not arrived yet, and 2 of these are ones I've sought after for a long time. The one I don't have yet, it's in the mail, is one I have been looking for 2 years. Really excited to get it. So I got really good prices on all of these. This is the only reason I get heavy hitters. I'm very patient. I do a lot of different searches. I do a lot of different things where I get alerts when stuff gets posted so that I can try and get good deals on them. I mean, I have the money, but if I can save $10 on a game, then, you know, that's $10 towards another game, and it makes me feel less guilty for spending more money, more than anything. So this is Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow. This is like a I don't know, Donald Duck, but he's like Kung Fu or something. It's a fairly rare, uncommon game, and it's so if you look for it on eBay, I don't think you usually find a lot of listings, and people usually sell it for a lot. I think I got it between $25 and $30, which is a lot cheaper than it normally goes for. Another uncommon I got actually off Instagram. If you don't know, there's actually a big collecting community on Instagram. You can follow me at John Carl's there. And somebody posted this who's selling off a collection, very minty, Snow Brothers for Game Boy, which is a super expensive NES game, but it still is like a $50 Game Boy game. I got it for like $35 shipped. So guy cut me a really good deal. Tyler Plurden Gaming, if you go find him, he does like crazy perlers, and he has an insane collection, and he just started selling off, I mean, very, very expensive NES games and stuff. So he listed that, nobody else was interested, and so he cut me a deal, which is really nice. And then this, I stumbled upon. So the other game that's coming in is Kid Dracula, which I've been looking for on Game Boy for, like I said, like 2 years, but I just have not been able to get it for $50 or cheaper, and it just keeps going up and up in price. I finally got it for $50 shipped, exactly. Most people try and sell it for like $100. I'm not going to pay that. So I finally got it. I'm super excited about that. This is another game you don't find many listed, and it generally sells for like $100. I got it for, I think, $40 to $50, and that's Gator, which is also a really fun game by Natsumi. You go around kind of in these puzzle-like rooms with Gator, and the music's amazing, and you hit stuff with your tail. Pretty simple, but it's very hard to find, honestly. You won't find a lot of listings, and they're generally like, Gator, buy it now, $120. Gator, buy it now, $150, and it's just ridiculous. So to get a couple of those gems made me really excited. Get a couple of new games for streaming, like Mario Party, Wind Waker, the Resident Evil games, some Sega Master System stuff, and now I'm up to 220 Game Boy games. So I'm going to try and do this like once a month just to make sure that, I don't know, I document my collecting on Instagram if you want to follow me at John Carls. I'm going to try and get back to date on that. I used to do it with my NES collection, which is up to about 355 carts. I stopped collecting for that because it got too expensive. I went to SGDQ last year, and I just kind of fell out of Instagram love, but I'm trying to get back on it, and mostly document my Game Boy collecting right now, and maybe just get up to date on the NES stuff, just take some pictures. But oh, I have 2 more heavy hitters. Surprise. Awkward moment in the video that'll be on YouTube. So I've got these 2 NES games from that site, which I will not name because I am scared for other people to snipe all my good deals. But I got these 2 good NES games. Again, I stopped collecting for NES because I got into it back in 2003, actually, but I took a huge break because I didn't have money back then. But I got back into it like 3 years ago. Prices were a lot more reasonable. They've just skyrocketed. I got Kickmaster for the NES for like $50. This is a game that people try and sell for $100. Pretty good condition. I mean, it has a sticker on the back. I can take care of that. I have all the goo gone and different things to clean up labels and stuff, but I want to speedrun that game. That's going to be an AGDQ submission, I'm almost positive. So I wanted a copy of it. It's a lot of fun. I actually did a race against Author Blues, my podcast partner, for Speed Gaming League thing, and beat him in it, and that made me happy. So I really like that game, and it's really hard to find for under $100. So to get it for 50 is crazy. And same with this, the Krion Conquest, which is another game that people try and sell for about $100. I got it for 50. Really cool speed game. I know the cover makes it look like a boring, weird RPG, but it's actually a Mega Man clone with a wizard, and the speed run is super broken. It's a lot of fun, and I've considered speed running it, but to get a copy of that for $50, I couldn't pass it up. The Famicom cart goes for like $50, so super excited about that. So anyways, that's my pickups for May of 2016, and hopefully I'll do more videos like this on my YouTube channel, which if you're watching on Twitch is youtube.com/JohnCarls1, because I couldn't get John Carls because some snaker took it from me. And then hit me up on Twitter, Twitch, or Instagram at John Carls if you want to see some collecting stuff or speedrunning. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video and probably play some video games. Peace.